Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, your home for discussions and debates about all things animation. Each week, we'll rank, review, and revel in animated shows from yesterday and today, and from around the world. So grab your Acme slingshot, set your mobile suit to autopilot, and put on your mouse ears. The Animation Station Podcast begins now.
You know what else is stuck in the 90s?
What?
Welcome to the Animation Station Podcast, episode 64.
Ooh,
My name is Josh.
I'm Corey.
I'm Gavin. I'm back.
About time.
I know,
and
right?
This week we're going to be discussing Aardman Animations' 2005 film, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
That is right. I'm excited.
So, Gavin, where have you been in the last episode?
Well, I was in the happiest place on earth, Disneyland, for 4.5 days. It was magical. And I got to bring Charlie with me. It was her first time ever in a Disney park. Kind of like my last trip, I got to take you. First time ever in a Disney park.
And the next time, it's Corey's first time ever.
I've been to Disney World.
Yeah, he's
Have you
been
been
to
to
one.
Disneyland?
No, I've not.
It'll be his first time to Disneyland. You got to
That
take him to
would be
Disneyland.
Yeah,
that would be
that's true.
something. Yeah,
No.
definitely.
My first time in Disney World, I was, I think, 9 or 10, and I just went to a park by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you have fun? Did you enjoy
I
it?
had a blast.
Oh, cool.
My mom and my stepdad and stepfamily wanted to go to a different park, and I wanted to go to the water park. So I threw a little child fit, and they basically said, all right, it's 8 a.m., be back here at 5 p.m.
Nice.
So I took a bus and went to the water park by myself.
That
As
is
a
awesome.
9-year-old.
Yes.
Amazing.
Huh.
A year
Did
later,
you go to Typhoon Lagoon? Is that where you went?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
It was really fun.
Nice. There's two. There's Typhoon Lagoon and there's Blizzard Beach.
Blizzard Beach.
Okay,
That was
cool. Yeah, that's the one I would want to go to is Blizzard Beach. Josh has no idea.
yeah.
They don't have Disney water parks at the California resort, mostly just because they don't have the land for it. Also, it gets kind of cool there a lot of the year. In Florida, though, it's just hot all
Yeah,
year.
exactly.
Yeah, so it makes sense. But yeah, that's where I was. I was at Disneyland.
I just
and
want to go to Epcot.
We had a great time.
Exactly.
I just want to eat.
Eat around the
I
world.
just
Go
want to eat the
ham
world.
at Epcot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have ham at Epcot.
They probably do.
From
They have
everywhere.
everything.
Yeah. Hams from around the world.
If there was a hams from around the world, that'd be amazing.
Yep. In the Canada Pavilion, you get Canadian bacon. In
America, it's just
It's
it's the same Canadian bacon,
big.
just called ham.
yeah, just called ham.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
awesome.
hilarious if it was literally the exact
And-
same slice.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the China Pavilion, it's ham fried rice. I mean, yeah. You could do ham around the world.
Delicious.
That should be one of their festivals. Hams around the world.
Hams around the world. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the news.
Alrighty. Are you beeping in your news right now, Corey? We need to download your news.
I'm boycotting it.
Aw.
Okay. Wow.
I'm
No news
boycott-
from Corey, then.
Okay, so first off, I have a little bit of news out of Warner Brothers.
Sweet.
It looks like Constantine will be
What?
getting his own animated series
No
for
way.
CW Seed.
And I cannot
Wait. For what?
CW Seed, it's their streaming.
Oh, it's a streaming channel. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to
That's where
like
Vixen
subscribe
is, right?
to it?
Isn't
so.
Vixen on there?
Or is it like a YouTube
It's
channel?
free.
Oh, it's free.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Do you have to have TV programming though to get it? Or can
I
you
don't
just...
think so.
Oh, cool.
No, I mean that's how I was watching Riverdale. Is it just downloaded the
Nice.
thing on the Xbox and just bloop, watch it that way?
Okay, so I have some questions. Constantine, the original source material, was that a graphic novel or was that a series, that went on and on and on?
Mhm.
Oh, so there's tons of material for them to
Still
use
going
here.
on.
Oh, it's still going on.
Pretty sure.
He died for a little bit and then he came back.
Nice.
I mean, not the character died, the
Right.
serialization
Didn't
died.
he get his soul back by a bet with the devil or something
Something like that. He's
Sounds
had lots
about
of
right.
Yeah.
fun
Sounds
and
like
wacky
Constantine.
adventures.
Yeah.
That crazy Constantine.
That's cool. So it's going to be like half-hour show? Do we know?
I would assume.
Have we seen any images? Does it look
Some
cool?
images.
There were a couple images from New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
But
about it.
it looked equivalent to what he looked like in
the
Justice
comics?
League Dark.
Yeah, I couldn't
Oh,
tell.
I haven't seen that
couldn't
one.
tell, and I couldn't find anything if it was the same dude. Because like the guy who was in the Constantine that was in Justice League Dark was the Constantine that was in the live action.
Yes. No, not him.
Not him.
No, I wish it was. But
Keanu
that guy,
Reeves?
No.
No.
The Constantine series.
Oh, there's a live action series?
Yeah,
There
there
was
was.
one season on CW that
Oh.
a lot of fans loved.
Uh-huh.
But CW.
But they put it on a bad night. They put it on Friday nights, and Friday nights is death night,
Yep.
Oh.
especially for new shows.
Yeah. So it got canceled, and there was a lot of uproar from people that watched Arrow and Flash and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they Stephen Amell, who plays Arrow, managed to actually get the guy that played Constantine on an episode for Arrow,
Nice.
and brought him back for one little special thing. And then it's confirmed that the same actor is going to play Constantine in the next season of Legends of Tomorrow as well.
Cool.
So they keep bringing him back just for tiny little cameo things.
I like that kind of consistency. I appreciate that.
DC's really good about that, especially on all their CW stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They are really good about tying everything together.
That's cool. That's cool. So when does this show come out?
2018.
That's all we got.
That's all I got.
Sweet.
Between the first and last quarter.
Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
It does now. Constantine kind of has a sarcastic humor element
Very
to
much
it.
so.
Is it going to be in keeping with that kind
Most
of?
likely.
That's cool. I like that. It's not going to be like a kiddie show, right?
No,
It's going to
no.
be
It's gonna
Awesome.
be like Justice League Dark and these,
sweet. I still need to watch that.
yeah, these more
Adult tones.
adult
Mm-hmm.
cartoons,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Sweet.
weird to say. It's still weird to say an adult cartoon.
Do you think? Could you foresee them doing a thing where they put maybe like the first 3 episodes together in like a movie release and put it in the theater for a weekend or something like that?
No.
Is it going to be that big? You think, or not?
I don't know for Constantine. Young
Okay.
Justice, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
when that comes back. If they were to do that, I mean, that's basically what they're doing with Teen Titans.
Yeah.
They're taking Teen Titans Go, making it into a movie. So,
Nice. Cool. That's kind of exciting.
yep.
I like
Also, from our good friends over at Disney, they've officially shelved Gigantic,
Yeah.
which sucks because that was like the Disney animated movie I was looking forward to.
I was really looking forward to it as well, just because it was not a sequel, first
Nope.
of all,
And it's
which
different.
is great. Different.
Different.
Yeah, it looked really different. It was kind of a new take on the Jack and the Beanstalk story, and it was going to be set in Spain. So I would imagine it would kind of pull elements from like Don Quixote and, kind of some of that Spanish idealism. And I was so excited about that one. But oh well, I guess some projects just
Well, I
don't
mean,
happen.
we never saw anything from. The only thing they gave us like
It was
2
a
images.
teaser poster.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Because I'd never heard of it at all.
yeah. I mean, basically, it was 2 or 3 expos ago, so either 4 or 6 years ago, they gave us like the font or whatever,
Yeah.
like they did with Coco.
And then they
they
came
gave
out
us that
with
picture with the foot and the
Well, they gave us a picture of him and the girl.
Oh yeah, that one.
yeah.
And that's basically it. And they gave us some information about what it was going to be. Basically, what I just said a second ago is the only information we were ever going to get.
Well, it's weird because I thought I can't remember. Actually, now that I think about it, I can't remember. Was it on their upcoming release thing that they announced a couple months ago? When they
No, I don't think
released all
so.
their stuff?
Mm-mm.
I think there was an untitled Disney thing animated.
Yeah. So I think that's the slot that Gigantic
was gonna
was
be in.
probably in.
Okay.
But I don't get why they announce things so far in the future when things stand a chance of never being made. Like, why even announce it 4 years ago? Wait until stuff gets in the pipeline, stuff gets actually started to be generated, because we know that it takes 2 or 3 years to make most animated films. So, if you're not even in production, like, why even? I don't know. It just seems
You gotta
like
gauge interest.
Yeah, I guess.
It's one of those like we're like, hey, we're gonna make I don't know, throw something out there. Wait.
Gigantic.
We're gonna make Gigantic. We're gonna throw this out, and they're gonna test the waters. And if there's a lot of people clamoring for it, they can allocate more resources and get it out quicker.
Yeah.
Whereas if there's no buzz whatsoever, people don't even know what Gigantic is.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll try one more time. Maybe like a little smaller thing. We'll release a key bit of info, gauge that. Nobody cares. Shelve it.
Yeah, so So then all we have to look forward to right now from Disney
with that Ferdinand one that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
There was no
Yeah.
anything, and then dropped it, and then what is it? Is it Sony that's taking it?
Well, they were doing a simultaneous project, I think, and I think it is Sony.
The one with John Cena.
Amazing.
He is bull.
So yeah, it now on the Disney horizon, the only two we have to look forward to are both sequels. Mm-hmm. So I'm moderately in that. Well, I'm talking Disney Studio. I know you don't like to separate the two, but
well, I mean, it's only because it's the same company.
Yeah, not different studio though. Same ownership, different studio. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all we have is Frozen 2, which I'm moderately excited about, and Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I'm quite excited about.
I'm
but
pretty pumped for that one.
I would be even more excited for original content like Gigantic. But I'm alone in this island of wanting new and creative things.
No, I would like something new to pop up. So.
Yeah, well, that's good. There's two of us. Josh, you want original content, right?
Yeah, I'd rather have original stuff. Like Gigantic.
3 makes the start of a revolution, gentlemen. Let's change the world.
Let's make that happen.
Been doing that since the day I was born.
Nice.
Did either one of you... that is a stupid question for Gavin. Corey, did you ever watch Train to Busan?
No.
Dang it, guys. Watch Korean dramas.
Sorry, man.
It's like it's a Korean zombie movie about this father. He's taking his daughter to go see her mom for... daughter's birthday, and zombie outbreak happens. So they're on this train and they can't stop. Like they have to get to Busan, and like they're closing all these train stations down. It's actually quite good.
Nice.
And people on the train turn into zombies, and you gotta fight through the train. Spoilers. But they've released an animated prequel to Train to Busan called Seoul Station.
Okay.
Well, Seoul, like
the
capital. Like the city,
yeah.
The EOUL. So it's available on Shudder right now. So I did the free 30-day trial, watched it. It was quite good.
Nice.
They have a lot of scary Halloween stuff on there. So stuff that's too spooky for me, but but I did watch this because I liked Train to Busan, and I was like, ooh, and it was quite good.
Nice.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Is Train to Busan animated, or is just this prequel
it's a live
animated?
action.
Okay, but this prequel is animated.
Prequel is live.
Okay.
Is animated. Yes.
Got it. Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a whole lot of Korean movies or TV shows at all. I think I can only think of one that I've ever seen. So I don't get exposed to it. I don't see Korean things on Netflix very much.
Mm-hmm. You gotta know where to look. Gotta go and look at that foreign category. There's lots of stuff there.
I always get distracted by the British comedies.
Well, yeah.
They suck me in every time. So
I'm showing your wife a Korean one tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna watch Men on a Mission.
Yeah.
It's like this funny little game/talk show type thing.
Huh.
And EXO was on there, so we're gonna nerd out with our boy bands.
There it is. There's the reason.
Corey, you got anything?
I have one thing. This week I found out that there's actually a sequel to My Neighbor Totoro.
I think everybody found out that this was a sequel. I don't think anybody
Breaking news
knew about this
on Animation Station.
But it's been
a
out
week later.
It's been out for a while, apparently. It's
like 2006, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 14-minute short film called My and the Kittenbus, and it's a prequel to My Neighbor Totoro. You are able to watch it if you can buy a very quick, cheap plane ticket to Japan, and it will be playing at the Ghibli Museum all of November. So.
Nice.
That's not hard.
So, but what we read about it was that it was made in 2006, but it's never had a theatrical or home release.
Correct. It's just exclusive.
So, like,
to
nobody had ever seen it, right?
Ghibli Museum. Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They rotate their short films that they have every month.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy. I can't believe that hadn't seen the light of day, really, until now. Why don't we live in Japan?
That's the dream.
Yeah, right?
That's the dream.
One day.
Or have quick, easy access to Japan. One of the two. Yeah. Like a Pacific floor bullet train. It just goes through like a tunnel.
When Elon Musk makes that Hyperloop.
Yes.
To go from America to Japan. Then there we go.
Perfect. We'll be the first passengers to board that.
Heck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
some fun for Rugrats fans.
Ooh.
I'm pretty excited about this one, actually.
We got to find an FYE. I don't know where there's an FYE. Is there one in Quail? There used to be one
maybe.
in Quail.
I don't know.
Oh, that was a Suncoast.
There's vintage stock with that.
No.
No.
They're selling Reptar Bars.
What are Reptar Bars?
The candy bar from Rugrats.
Okay.
I don't remember the slogan,
I have
but
no
it'll
clue.
turn your tongue green.
Yep.
It's a chocolate bar with
Uh-huh.
green stuff inside, and
Nickelodeon slime.
basically Nickelodeon slime, and you eat it, like you bite into it, and then it's just like green, turns your tongue green, just
Nice.
like Reptar cereal will also.
So it's
turn
like
your
a
tongue
common thing on like Duff Beer and The Simpsons. Like you see it all the time in the show.
green. I mean, well, no, I mean it's like a one-time thing,
oh,
but I mean, Reptar is there was
I've
always
seen that before.
Reptar
Yeah.
merch all over the place.
Okay, nice. So they've actually manufactured these things and they're selling them.
Yep.
Nice, and they're only at FYE.
Only at FYE apparently. I'm probably sure you can get them on
Probably
Amazon,
online. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
but they could melt. And then you have like brown green stuff in a box. That just seems bad.
It's a good time. It's Halloween.
I'd say we get some. Let's get some Reptar Bars.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, let's get some Reptar Bars.
All right.
Also, Disney also announced that there's going to be a Coco VR coming out 11/15/2017.
Ooh.
It's like a VR experience type thing where you can walk around the world and,
Uh-huh.
from what the commercial showed, play a guitar and maybe sing in front of skeleton people.
Is this a?
Right? I know, it looks stupid.
Is this something that you can do on your own VR
Yeah.
device, or is it a physical place where you have to go and?
No,
you
I mean
pay to have this
it's
experience?
no, you get it. You can download your own.
Okay.
I think it was a bunch of Oculus stuff. So
There's a couple different VR things you can
well,
get,
I think
so.
this was like
Exclusive to
I
Oculus?
think it was exclusive to Oculus.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
is
that's
weird
cool, but
Facebook owns Oculus, don't they?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
I know Facebook bought some VR.
I thought they were still
team.
working on it.
Yeah, but I think they bought.
Oh, okay, guys.
you guys want me
Yeah,
to
I
call
think they bought
Zuckerberg?
it.
I can ask him.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
go ahead,
give,
go ahead.
All right, hang on. I'll call
get
him.
Jesse Eisenberg on the phone. He'll know.
He'll know. Have you guys ever done a VR experience, like a real like played a game or had some sort of
I did
adventure
one
in
that
VR?
Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
We did on his phone once, and
Did you do something, or is it one where you just pop it on and look around?
you just popped it on and look around,
Okay.
and I didn't care.
Because they have these places popping up at the malls.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to do one just to see what it's about. They're putting in like a major, amazing looking one at downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort, and it's a Star Wars experience. And they're basically gutting 2 of the stores in downtown Disney and making this huge VR experience area. It opens sometime next year, and I'm sure lines for that are going to be around the block, but I definitely want to try that. And it's one where they actually have physical props in there. So when you see like a railing and you reach out, you'll actually be grabbing a railing,
cool.
Yeah.
which is awesome. I think that's really impressive. So I've never experienced one of these things, but I kind of really, really want to.
You just have to go to DZ Comics and more. They have an Oculus Rift that you can just pay to play one of the games.
Okay.
And they
They have a whole
multiple-
space at Penn Square Mall
Okay.
where
Yeah.
you get your own little room. And
it's like
you
I think it's
have
like
an adventure, a
$40
game or
for
something,
an hour.
something like that.
Something
So
like
you can
that.
do a
You just
lot
do a
in an
bunch of
hour
stuff.
if it's like 2 people.
Okay.
Like I feel like maybe we should have an animation station outing and then we do a review of it because that's
cool.
kind of animated stuff. If we do
Yeah.
something that's science
Video
fiction-y
games are
or-
animated that we
Yeah.
just never cover.
Yeah.
Maybe we do that for a future show.
That'd be fun.
Maybe our Christmas special could be that.
There you go.
That would be a fun Christmas special.
Yeah. Cool.
Also,
All the news today.
all the news.
Yeah,
So
bring
much
it.
news. RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 1 premiered on Rooster Teeth.
Sweet.
And it was fantabulous.
I bet Tony's been busy on marketing that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
Our boy.
sure.
Shit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
RTX London was this weekend, or was last weekend. Well,
They have
this
a
previous.
London con?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
This
impressive.
is the first year for it.
Okay.
So they've got Austin, Sydney, and London.
Dang.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Right?
That's awesome. Very cool.
But yes, and it was good. We also got the Yang trailer. That was pretty nifty.
So wait, this is season 5 of
Season
RWBY.
5.
Is this just kind of an open-ended thing, or do they know that, okay, like we're going to wrap it up in season 6, or like
I don't
what
know.
is the outlook for it? Do
I
we
don't
know?
know.
How many episodes is
I
this
would
one gonna
love
be?
to get Miles on here or Gray on here, and we can talk about
Mm-hmm.
the future of RWBY. So everybody, go to Twitter
Go to Twitter.
and bug Miles Luna and tell him, hit the desk.
You did.
Tell him that we want him on an episode.
Mm-hmm. How many episodes of season 5 are there going to be? Do you know?
Probably 13.
Is that
12,
about how
13,
much they've
about,
been
yeah.
so far? Cool. Yeah, I definitely need to check out seasons 2
Animation
through 4.
quality way
Yeah,
better,
you showed me.
especially from
You showed me. Season 1 was rough.
Yeah.
And that's kind of to be expected. It was their first real foray into that type of animation, and they were pretty ambitious without
I
the
will
resources.
say there's a scene that is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll wait for you to watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
Does it
And
involve...
I won't spoil it, because right now it's out there for first subscribers and people. And you can go on to the Rooster Teeth website, watch it that way, get a free trial for first, and watch it. Or you can wait till next week when it comes out on YouTube.
Does this gorgeous scene involve petals falling from flowering trees?
I'm not going to say.
That's a yes. Okay, what's next?
Wizard World. Corey and I are going to be going
Yeah.
to Wizard World.
So tell us about Wizard World.
Gavin, you're just going to have to listen to our Wizard World episode.
I know. I'm excited.
We're doing a pre-Wizard World episode and then a
Okay.
post-Wizard World episode.
Wow. And you got yourself a press pass, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
So, see, this is a sign that Animation Station is moving
moving
up.
on.
We got a press pass.
Cheer.
Nice. If we can get one for D23 in 2 years, I will do my job there.
Yes.
There you go.
That will be awesome.
Well, then start working.
Okay.
Start making the rounds.
All right.
Getting press passes.
Yeah.
Gavin, now, the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get me any present when you were in Disney?
I did not, because I couldn't find anything from the things that you like, and I could neither afford nor fit in my luggage that Pegasus thing that you wanted.
I
with
do gotta say,
the
though,
fuzzy tail.
thank you for the present that you got me, though.
Oh, you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a collector's item, one of a kind. So, yeah, you're welcome, Corey.
The look of just pure hatred right now.
The daggers coming out of Josh's face right now are
Here's the thing.
directed straight at me.
Here's the thing about that Pegasus.
Uh-huh.
It has a big long tail.
Yeah.
It is meant to be like a shawl.
Yeah.
You could have worn that on the plane.
That's fair, and I would have had a pillow on
Yes.
the plane as well. Yeah,
I would have let
you're
you
right.
sleep on Pegasus.
You're right.
So if there's anybody you want to get Josh a fun present, I want that Pegasus with a really long tail.
Yeah, it's like got a tail that's like a
It's like 4 feet. It's
fuzzy
ridiculous.
scarf. Yeah, those are the weirdest products.
But I want it.
I
Want it
know.
so much.
I know.
We never went back to get it,
Mm-mm.
and I
We
regret it.
didn't.
I regret it to this day.
You'll be
It's
back.
been
You'll
it's
be back.
been 4 months.
They've had those things for a
Since we
couple of
left.
years, so
I want it so bad.
I know you do. It'll be there next time you go. You can plan for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we should
But
go.
see, I did look, and they still don't have anything from even their current shows like Star and Marco, and they didn't have anything different from Lion Guard that I thought you'd like.
Anything Sophia the First?
You don't watch Sophia the First.
I know, but I mean, I was just wondering
Yeah,
if they
there
have
are
any...
there are Sophia the First things.
Okay, see,
that's
that's-
actually the most
see, that's
product
weird.
heavy
That's
one
weird.
because kids like that show.
Yeah, and I guess
and
they don't
they
care
like
about
toys.
teenagers.
They don't. They really don't. Or adults that watch the teenage shows because they just don't give product. It's too bad. It really is.
What about the...
I mean, even Troll Hunters is putting out like action figures.
I can't find any of them, though.
Oh, really?
I
Or do you think they're sold out, or you think they're
I've gone to
just
Target.
not
I can't find them.
in our market?
I don't know. I mean, I've gone to this Target.
Jared got some at his Target in California.
Well, he's in California. He
Yeah.
doesn't live in Oklahoma.
Mm-mm.
Hey, Jared.
Yeah, it's weird. I wish they would put out more. Like if they sold Gravity Falls action figures or like
They have
little
Funkos.
characters, not Funkos, like actual characters.
They did at one point.
Man, I would
They were
have
like
some of
Christmas
those.
ornaments.
I don't want a Christmas ornament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can cut the little thing off and pop them on your desk.
Yeah, that's true.
Do that.
Still, I don't get why they don't merchandise that stuff, because they're missing out on money.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think, with the way they are, they would
That
not
they
want to
would
miss
wanna
out
make
on
money?
money. Yeah.
Nah, Disney doesn't care about money.
Right.
They just, print it off. They don't need to sell anything.
Exactly.
All right, so this week we watched, for our main topic, we watched Aardman Animations 2005 stop-motion animated film, Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Yes, we did.
Now, everybody, just go ahead and lean back, maybe go grab some lunch, because Gavin is going to talk about Aardman.
I'm not going to bore you or be super lengthy.
Didn't say you were gonna bore us. I'm just like sit back, relax, because Gavin's gonna he's gonna audiobook this. He's just gonna regale us with wonderfulness.
Nah, I don't have a whole lot to say background wise that we haven't already said in previous episodes. Go back and listen to our Wallace and Gromit episode during Audience Appreciation April. That was great. But, this was the very first time that Wallace and Gromit, the beloved characters from Aardman, got a feature animated film. And I hope that it's not the last, but currently it's the only feature animated film they've done. And in 2005, it was up against Corpse Bride at the awards, and it beat Corpse Bride, won the Best Animated Feature Award at the Academy Awards.
Very nice.
It is the only... It was interesting that two stop-motion films were up against each other in the same year. There were some other films that year, but those were the clear favorites. And since it won, it holds the distinction of being the only stop-motion animated film ever to win Best Animated Feature at the Academy Awards, which I think is cool. And to me, it's just a fantastic work of stop-motion animation. What I love about Aardman when they do traditional stop-motion, because I don't know if you guys know, but several of their movies look stop-motion, but they're actually CG. Like Flushed Away, we saw the trailer for that, right? You could tell because they were showing us animatics. But when you watch that, it looks like stop-motion, but it's all CG animated. Well, this one is their traditional stop-motion style. And I love that they actually go all the way back and use that original plasticine, like hand-molded and manipulated stop-motion technique. They're not using like models where, every head has 50 replacements for all the different facial expressions and mouth movements. They're actually moving the clay itself to make this animated thing happen. And so there are moments where you can actually see like fingerprints and where the animators touched and manipulated the plasticine. And I love that. It gives their films a very tactile feel. It lends to especially in Wallace and Gromit, the quaintness of it, because that's really what Wallace and Gromit is. It's kind of a quaint British comedy mystery kind of thing that they have, and that artistic style lends to that. I just like that it seems so simple and pure, and to me, I just delight in it. It really gets my animation juices flowing. I love watching their stuff. So interestingly enough, the same year that this was released, Aardman had some struggles. They were in the middle of their partnership with DreamWorks, which later dissolved, but they actually had a warehouse where they had stored all of their sets for like all the original Wallace and Gromit films, all of the sets for and characters for Chicken Run, things like that. And it was a shared studio set or warehouse with a couple other studios, and freaking burned to the ground. So they lost like all of their history. Thankfully their finished films were stored somewhere else, but like all of their original sets for the first almost 30 years of their studio were basically wiped out in one fire, which stinks. But in a lot of ways, especially with creative companies, that just gave them, more opportunity to build further legacy. But I remember there was a lot of people that were just heartbroken that all the original Wallace and Gromit stuff was like gone forever. So I don't know if that's the reason why we haven't seen a whole lot of Wallace and Gromit since then. They did one more short film after that, which wasn't quite as successful as any of their other stuff. But Anyway, let's actually talk about the movie so
All
that I
right.
don't blather on forever.
All right, so Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Summary of the movie. Wallace and his loyal dog Gromit set out to discover the mystery behind the garden sabotage that plagues their village and threatens the annual giant vegetable growing contest.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it says.
Good summary. Excellent. So yeah, in this movie,
So it's just a summary.
if you've never seen any Wallace and Gromit, Wallace is an inventor, and he uses his inventions to help Wallace and Gromit start businesses. So in this one, they're a pest control business. Specifically, they're after rodents, specifically rabbits, who are damaging the locals' gardens, and it's all in this run up to the vegetable competition. And so they're anti-pesto. This movie's filled with puns and innuendo and a lot of tongue-in-cheek, wink wink nudge nudge kind of stuff. It's very British, and I get a kick out of it. It's all stuff that your kids are fine. They're not going to get any of that stuff. It's stuff that's put in there for the adults, which I appreciate. But it's classic Wallace inventing this other thing, deciding, hey, we can just combine these things for this super invention, and of course it goes wrong. Yeah. And in this case, they're trying to manipulate the brainwaves of rabbits so that they no longer want to eat vegetables. I don't know how they're going to live after that, but
nothing can go wrong with that idea.
Nothing can go wrong, right? And so he combines it with this big giant bunny vacuum that he created that sucks the bunnies out of their holes, which is hilarious.
The Bunny Vac 6000 or something.
Yeah, the Bun Vac 6000. It's freaking hilarious. I love the inventions that they come up with in these films. And so he goes to cross his leg and flips the switch from suck to blow, and basically ends up switching personalities with a rabbit. And that's when the kind of main part of that's the twist that drives the rest of the story, basically. And so, it turns into this scenario where now there's this monster rabbit that's really ravaging the gardens of the town, eating the prize pumpkins and prize watermelons and giant produce of the area. And I love how they play up, the idea of, we've been cursed, and it's because we've made these unholy vegetables that are just too big, and now we're having to pay for it. I love the vicar character in this. He is great. He's just this classic, like what you see in British television a lot, and so it was just so well played, and how he's got his own prize veg that he wants in the competition. And
I like how he was dousing it with holy water.
Yeah, he's dousing it with holy water. It was awesome. And he was making sacrifices or donations from his harvest in order to seal the deal with God that he could win. And everybody was out to win this competition. And but then he also plays into the fear mongering and all this stuff that comes, because he's the first one that actually sees the were-rabbit. So, I mean, did you guys find that this story kept you interested? Was there enough mystery and twist involved in it that you found the plot interesting, or was it see-through for you guys? I know Josh is really good at guessing endings and figuring things out from the beginning, but I like the kind of mid twist in the middle, and then kind of how it ends as well.
I expected that part. I expected the main twist with Wallace turning into the were-rabbit. I didn't expect the rabbit to start turning into Wallace.
Right.
So
that was
I love
different.
that. I love that.
That was a nice little surprise.
What's cool about that is, and you probably didn't pick up on any of it, but basically every line he says is a line that Wallace says in a previous Wallace and Gromit film. Okay. They're all classic Wallace lines, and that's what's funny. It's kind of a fan nugget in there. It's oh, he said that in this. Oh, he said that in this, and it's just funny to hear him say all of Wallace's catchphrases, basically. Gotcha. Yeah. See, I like that part too. The fact that they misdirect you in the beginning, and you think that it's this messed up rabbit that's turning into the were-rabbit, this giant monster rabbit, and then you learn that it's actually Wallace because they've switched. And then it's after that you figure out, oh, well, if he's turning into a rabbit, then the rabbit's turning into him. Yeah. And I thought that was very clever and really helped drive the story along.
Here's my question, though. Mm-hmm. So what causes the were-rabbit is when they, like, switch minds because of Wallace's device.
Yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Then how come there was a were-rabbit in the Vickers book?
Because that's a great question, and I would assume that it's because
plot device.
Plot device, yes. But in my mind, it's something that, you know, can come about through various circumstances. I mean, I think the curse plays into that, and I think that I'm getting way too deep on this. This is not meant to be this deep, but in my mind, I feel like that's where the curse comes in, because I think ultimately the machine only gave him rabbit characteristics. And, you know, you saw him like kind of hop around a little. You saw him scratch his ear with his foot. You saw him like all of a sudden like vegetables. Those are the things that the machine did. But the curse that's on the town when the full moon comes out, which is like, you know, this happens every 100 years or something, that's what turns him fully into the were-rabbit. That's kind of how my mind justified it. But you're right, there's no explanation for that. Not in the movie, anyway. There may be some literature at Aardman that can explain it. I'll dig. I'll see. I'll see if I can find something. Okay, Corey, what was your impression of like their house and their little contraptions for waking up in the morning and
first thing
for answering the alarm and things like that?
Like, he's so lazy.
Oh, he is.
That drove me crazy. I'm like, this is all just for you to get out of bed. Okay. Yeah. it was enjoyable.
But he had to build that.
It was funny. Yes, yeah. He had to build it, but that just shows the extreme lengths that he will go just to not have to get out of bed himself.
I love it because in all their previous films, you know, they had a mechanism for him to get out of bed and to the breakfast table and to get dressed. Mm-hmm. But this one added the feature of if it's an alarm going off, then they go down those chutes and they get their boots on, they get their hats on, and then they end up in the van and they zip out of their front of their garage with the van. So I thought that was cool that they kind of added that new level of twist to their morning routine or their in the middle of the night routine. But I don't know. To me, that's one of the great things about Wallace and Gromit is they've always got crazy, unnecessary inventions like that, which is really funny. So, what do you guys feel about the characters? I think this has a lot of good characters in it. That
I still like Gromit.
Gromit's your favorite still? Yeah.
I do like Gromit. I cannot remember the bad guy's name.
Lord, somebody look it up. Yeah, it's Ray Fiennes plays that character. It's Lord something. I thought he was a great
Lord Victor Quartermain.
Quartermain, yes,
so I liked him.
I thought he was fantastic. The scene where he first loses his toupee and it gets sucked down the hole, and he does that quick like. And he looks back at her to make sure to see if she saw it, and that look of horror on his face, like, "Oh no, I've been found out."
I wasn't a fan of Lady Toddington.
Lady Toddington,
yeah.
I like Toddy. I think she was fun. I like how she was always dressed up like a vegetable.
Yeah.
I hated how when the pitchfork went through her hair, and the next thing you see her, she has bandages in her hair.
Yeah,
like, why?
Yeah, they do silly stuff like that.
Yes, no, that was funny.
Really silly.
The only character I did not like was the bad guy's dog.
Oh, really?
And it reminded me way too much of the bad guy's dog from Wacky Racers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, that's all I could think of the entire time.
That guy. Okay.
That's the best.
Yeah, it does have a similar look.
It's hard.
That's pretty good. Yeah, he's got like a smoker's wheeze. Yeah. Okay.
But that's the only reason I didn't like him was just because all I could think of was Wacky Racers.
Yeah, I kind of agree. The only thing I didn't like about his dog, Roger?
Sure.
Roderick? He calls him something like that. Is he doesn't look like other dogs they've done in the Wallace and Gromit series. He kind of looks out of place a little bit. But that's it. I mean, I think everybody else, all the other characters in the town, Josh, you should have been happy with all the characters in the town. They all had unique looks, and they were all fully detailed. I didn't see any skimpage in the town folk.
Yeah, no, they were fine.
That was cool.
Mark Gatiss was Mrs. Blight.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
I was
awesome.
like, cool.
Nice. So the characters I felt like were all really strong, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether or not we liked Toddy or we liked the dog, I think they all played their role and
They played them well, too.
served the story. I don't think there was like superfluous characters, extra characters that you didn't need.
This was voiced very well.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the voice acting was fantastic. And which brings up another point, that one of the reasons they may not have made any more Wallace Gromit films in the last several years is because Peter Sallis, the voice of Wallace, has passed away.
That probably
and
why.
I mean, his voice is unmistakable. Like, I don't remember what show it was, but I was watching some British TV show, and he made an appearance on it. He enters the room and he opens his mouth, and I was like, "It's Wallace." I mean,
Was
that's
it Last
just,
of the Summer Wine?
I don't know if it was that or not. I honestly don't remember. It was a long time
That's
ago.
the only thing I remember because I used to show it on PBS.
Really?
So it was Last of the
Yeah.
Summer Wine.
It might have been, but I mean, he's not like putting on a voice when he does Wallace. Like, that is his voice.
That's cool.
So it's very recognizable. I think we're gonna have to cross this bridge with Troll Hunters possibly too, because what's that guy's name?
Anton.
Anton. I want to call him Alexi always.
Alexi.
Anton. He as well has an unmistakable voice.
Yeah.
And so I think they're gonna have to find somebody to voice match or choose to just change it.
Yeah.
Which that's rough. It's like when you change the lead singer of a band.
Yep.
May or may not work out. It's going to have a different
When you
sound.
get the singer
for sure.
from Bad Company to, sing with Queen.
Yeah. So anyway, you're right. The voice acting in this was really, really good. Did the humor work for you guys?
Yes.
Because I was
Yeah.
chuckling throughout, and
I
I've
like
seen
British
this
humor.
like 10 times.
Yeah.
So I've always enjoyed British humor. So
Yeah.
yes, I enjoyed
Cool.
that part.
I grew
Yeah.
up with BBC America. I get all of it.
Nice. I like it. Cool. Well, Corey, what did you think about the music?
I didn't expect Hans Zimmer.
He keeps popping up.
Yeah,
and
he's
we're
in
always
everything.
surprised by that.
What else is he? Was
he
in,
he produced
Shark
the
Tale?
music. He didn't write the music. He
Yeah.
just produced the music. I don't really know what that means. He did. He just kind of oversaw the music, I
Yeah.
guess. But I think
he
the
had it on
score
in
in
the
this is
background when he was
fantastic.
cooking, and he
Nice.
was like, "Ah, that sounds okay."
Yep.
I think the score in this is fantastic.
No,
it was really
It was
good.
a lot better than I expected it to be, honestly.
I mean, it's got mystery. It's got intensity,
Yeah.
action.
And then just lightheartedness as well.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did a good job with the score.
The main theme is the same as it is for all of the Wallace and Gromits, the dun, 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 dun. But like everything else, like they use that theme in a lot of the score, but there was a lot of original awesome music in this, I thought. It was
I
really
completely agree.
yeah. Well, the artwork is really the last thing. Like I said, I love this style. I know that, Corey, you haven't watched a lot of stop motion because it doesn't appeal to you visually in many ways. And I hope we can expose you to a little more stop motion so you can see more of a full spectrum of things. I think this month you're getting a pretty broad spectrum because we did Coraline last week. This week is Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Next week we got Frankenweenie.
Yeah.
And Frankenweenie is a totally different style than either of these other two. A much more refined, clean style. That's one where they used models instead of clay.
Okay.
So like the heads are changed out for different facial features and expressions and things like that. So you don't have inconsistencies like you would in something like this. But like I said in the beginning, I love the tactile look of these films. The set designs are just unbelievable, like Tottenham Manor and that whole fair that they set up there, and then everywhere we were in the town just seemed so full of detail. All of the all of the signage, all of the bricks, all of the cobblestones in the road, the little backyard gardens. I thought there was so much detail in every area of this movie, and for stop motion, that's hugely impressive to me that they would build such detailed sets and have so much quality artwork in it. And then I just think their character design style is so funny and charming.
Yeah.
You know, they have the big eyes and the big mouths with, you know, very expressive smiles or frowns or screams or whatever it is. And I just think it's classically cartoony and wonderful. And I think Aardman does it better than any other stop motion outfit out there, as far as really getting to the core of that cartoony nature of things. And so anything they put out, I'm all in on.
Mm-hmm.
So as we know, next spring, Early Man movie comes out. I showed you guys the trailer for that, right? I showed you.
me.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Corey's here.
Basically, it's Wallace and Gromit, but in like at the meeting of the Stone Age and the Bronze Age.
Okay.
So it's like
And there's a
the
football
exact
match.
same
Nice.
style of character, but they're all cavemen / Bronze Age
Okay.
men, and it looks amazing. I can't wait.
I'll
excited.
definitely have to check that one out.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to rank this?
Let's rate it.
Okay.
Shall I go first?
Yes.
Sure.
I will go first. It will be no surprise. This gets 5 Jiminy Crickets from me. It is
Okay.
one of my favorite animated films of all time, and probably my second favorite stop motion animated film after Nightmare.
Okay.
So I love it.
Corey line?
I will give.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't use that last week.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll give it a 3.
Okay.
3 Durkins, because I enjoyed the humor, I enjoyed the
Mm-hmm.
music and stuff, but I'm still trying to get over that hump
Mm-hmm.
of not being bothered by stop motion.
Yeah. And I understand that visually it can be tough to get into a style that you're not, you know, in love with or
Yeah.
used to, and it can take exposure to kind
Yeah.
of start to
And
find the
I-
things that you like.
I have an open mind. I'll keep watching them. And
Yeah, Charlie didn't like that part of it either. She found them messy,
Mhm.
I think is what she said, or squishy, and
Yeah.
she wants solid, clean, hard lines
Yeah.
all the time.
She wants
So-
Leica.
So claymation is not for her.
yeah.
Josh, what you got?
I'm going to get 3 Dipper Pines.
Nice. So you guys didn't hate it, but didn't love it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, if I really enjoyed this style of animation, it would be higher.
Yeah. I got you. Cool. Well, there's another one that I think you should watch, so I'll recommend that later.
Okay.
Cool.
Alrighty. So, we're going to be doing something a tad different.
Okay.
No top 5 this week.
No top 5.
No top 5. Because we want to hear from you.
Yes.
Not you, Gavin.
I know.
I meant the audience.
I know.
Okay, I know I pointed to you, but I
Right.
meant them.
I know you use your hands when you
Okay.
talk.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you, the audience. What are some questions that you have for us? Like, what do we like to watch? I don't know. That's not
We'd
a
like
good
to
question.
watch if you need help with math.
Yeah,
Sure.
Corey
Give
is
me your
really
answers.
good at math.
Yeah.
If you have any tax questions, ask Gavin.
No. Ask Josh.
Oh, I am in the tax
Or
department.
you can ask me, and I'll just submit
Yeah,
the
exactly.
standard
He'll
form
send
to
to
Josh to answer the question.
That's Actually, no.
Yes.
What he'll do is he'll take it and then he'll send it to Corey to submit.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that's more of a PSD thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
it
more of a
is.
PSD thing.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Hey,
if
Paycom humor.
you have any questions about anything, what we like to watch, what we like to eat, what we did last weekend, what you need to do for your friend's wedding coming up in 6 months, just ask.
If you're
anything.
starting a podcast of your own and want some advice.
Exactly. If you need somebody to marry said friend, Josh technically is an ordained minister, so he
there
can't
you
do
go.
Dang.
So we just want to hear.
First
We just
animation
want to hear from you
station
guys.
wedding. Yeah.
that. And we've gotten a couple emails from some people, and don't worry, I will respond to you. I've just been very busy.
Nice.
And we'll read out the question out loud, say who it's from, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, where can they send us these questions?
Also tell us what you want us to talk about. Like if you have something that you're dying for us to do an episode on, you know, your favorite movie or whatever it is, let us know that too.
Yes.
So they can submit these questions or suggestions at animationstationpodcast.com, correct?
You can go to animationstationpodcast.com, or you can also go to animationstationpodcast@gmail.com.
Nice
Yep.
and simple.
That's pretty much it.
Cool. Send us your stuff, guys. We want to hear from you.
We're also going to be doing a little something of maybe a small giveaway.
Oh yeah?
Because here's the thing. We need to hit 25 reviews on iTunes.
Oh, okay. That gives us like another tier or something?
Well, I mean, the more reviews we have, the higher up that they will feature us.
Got it.
So the more reviews and the more download, well, mainly reviews.
Yeah, it's reviews.
The mainly reviews that we have will help us reach a broader audience. So what we're going to do, this will be a fun one, boys. If we hit 25 reviews, we will have a special giveaway.
Nice.
We have a lot of cool stuff for that.
I like it.
We have some patches. We have some posters. We have some art. Now, if we hit 50 reviews, we will have more art, more posters, and a little movie.
Nice.
A little movie, yeah. Got a little movie.
Nice. Incentivize those reviews. I like it.
But wait, there's more. If something crazy happens and we get 100 reviews before the end of the year, so that's everybody. Get on, download iTunes. It's free. Give us a review. Then you can delete iTunes. I don't care what you do after that. Do that. Have your friends do it. Have your parents do it. If we hit 100,
if you've got kids, create accounts for all of your kids.
Exactly.
And have each
so
one of them review
I want to
us.
see a Liam post. I want to see a Brittany post. I want to see a Remy post. If I
Totally.
don't have those,
100%.
if we hit 100 reviews for one of our first episodes in January, what we'll do, if we can hit this by the end of the year, we will do 2 movie giveaways, 2 poster giveaways, a special Gavin will draw whatever you want giveaway.
I've suddenly been commissioned.
Gavin's been commissioned. So I
I'm
can
on
do
board.
that.
I'm on board for
Gavin
our
will
fans.
draw whatever you want, and you'll be on an episode.
Ooh,
you go.
co-hosting spot.
And the best part about the co-hosting spot, we'll review whatever you want us to review.
Nice.
That will be the discussion.
Okay.
So if we get 100 by the end of the year, that's the plan.
All right, guys.
And all you have to do, once you make that review, just take a screenshot and you can either send it to, animationstationpodcast@gmail.com, or you can go on our Instagram, just DM us. Just, showing that, hey, look, I did it.
Nice.
And everybody who's previously left us a review will automatically be entered in that as well.
I like it.
That'd be good.
So there is a possibility for 3 giveaways. So we hit 25 giveaway, hit 50 giveaway, hit 100, ridiculous giveaway.
Nice. I like it.
That'll be good.
Get out there and review us, guys. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
Obviously, we're going to give you lots of things.
Now, Gavin, where can everybody review us?
On iTunes and Stitcher. Right?
Yep, I messed that up.
Yep.
I did. Mainly we want the iTunes reviews, but if you do it
Right.
on Stitcher, that's cool too. But do it on iTunes.
Yeah.
Gavin, where can everybody find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Gavin Otteson Art.
You can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Majestic Corey.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at Animation Station Podcast.
On Twitter at Animate Podcast. On Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. And on iTunes and Stitcher. And our website. And we're rolling here, guys.
On iTunes and Stitcher. You can also go to animationstationpodcast.com. Did you say they can find us on Facebook?
Yep.
Find us on Facebook. You can also find us on Tumblr at Animation Station Podcast.
Unbelievable. Yep. All the places.
all we
Except
got.
Snapchat. We never did the Snapchat.
We didn't do a Snapchat.
No, we're out on Snapchat.
No, we didn't do that.
It's all good.
Yeah.
We missed that. I'm thinking we should probably get a Vine.
Nice.
I think we should get a Vine account, guys.
Bring it back.
Yeah.
I mean, not before we get a MySpace page, but
There you
yes.
I don't know why we don't have a MySpace page.
There's plenty of reasons why we don't have a MySpace page.
I miss MySpace. It was better.
Oh, I'm sorry you lost your space. So
Yeah.
for the Animation Station Podcast, I'm Josh.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Corey.
Bye-bye, little butterfly.
Made you look.
Thank you for listening to the Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Animation Station Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Animate Podcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And join the conversation at SecretSuperheroClub.com, where you can connect with our podcast friends, Cloud City Cast, Getting Into Comics, and Shaun of the Gathering.
I guess decades at this point.
What's Blood Hung Gang? What?
You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Oh yeah, okay. I knew that was a song. I didn't know who sang it.
Yep.
Bloodhound Gang, which was a reference to one of those kids shows. The Bloodhound Gang was they solved mysteries.
Oh,
What
really?
show was that on?
Scooby-Doo.
No, it wasn't. It was on one of the early Nickelodeon shows, I think. Was it on Pinwheel? I don't know.
I have no
One of
clue.
the like early Nickelodeon shows from before I ever even had Nickelodeon or cable.
But yeah, you know of it.
Yeah, because all my friends had cable, and I would watch Nickelodeon and or MTV at their house.
Gotcha.
Did you watch the Nickelodeon back in those days?
I think my brother did. Yeah.
Remember when they started doing like a bunch of weird stuff? Like with their Nickelodeon intros, it'd be like a bunch of teeth or whatever, and it'd be really bizarre.
Like the little segue shots.
Those were weird.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of that on kids' blocks
and then
of television.
It seems like they went to go work at MTV.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's
Yeah.
what happened. Started at Nickelodeon, then they're like MTV.
I heard they're bringing TRL back. Is that
Really?
true? Yeah.
I haven't
Did you
done-
guys
I
hear
don't know
about
what
this?
TRL
You don't know
is.
Total Request Live, the Carson Daily?
With Carson Daly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Why?
was happening
It
in
was-
like
it
the
was a
late
big
90s,
thing for a
early
long
2000s. It was like the number one show on TV,
Yeah.
which it drove me nuts because it would be just a music video interrupted,
Mhm.
is what it was.
Yeah.
Drove me nuts. I hated
There
that
was
show.
one episode where Slipknot was on,
Mm-hmm.
and they played their new single
Uh-huh.
in front of all the little tweens.
Right.
And it was hilarious because they looked horrified. And one of the band members, Clown, is walking back and forth, pacing with a bat.
Oh my gosh.
Jeebus.
That's nuts. Yeah, that to me was the final death knell for MTV. Like
Was Carson Daly? Carson Daly.
Carson
killed
Daly,
MTV.
TRL, and then it all became like reality shows like Real World and Road Rules and all that. I heard though that they're trying to bring like music videos like back to like their main programming,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
They've
if
always
that'll-
shown music videos, but it was at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just remember the old days of like Kurt Loder and
Jeez,
those
Kurt
old
Loder.
VJs of the 90s. That's my MTV and the 80s.
Did you see who's hosting the movie thing at WizardCon? Like who's like there's like a
No.
movie screening or whatever.
Okay.
Freaking Kato Kalin. And
Are
I'm
you
like,
serious?
I'm like, really?
Well, I mean, OJ's out again, so that whole thing's back in the news.
So OJ's out, so Kato's
So
out.
Kato gets to have a little bit of limelight as well.
It's like, oh, sure. I mean, I guess that's a celebrity
Oh
now.
my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wait, surely this is just, I'm seeing Kato Kalin, but surely there's maybe it's like Kato Kalan or something like that. And I'm just getting the name wrong. Look, nope,
Right.
it's Kato Kalin. Like, oh well, geez.
The one and only. He's got to be getting old.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was probably like 30 in 94,
Yeah.
or was that 96?
And that's been 20-something years.
Oh yeah.
He's got to be in his 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Maybe we don't put the OJ
Flashback.
Simpson
This is all about the 90s today.
all about the 90s. You know what else is in the 90s?
What?
I know who Kato Kalin is now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I just had to look him up real quick.
That's hilarious.
You know what else is stuck in the 90s?
What?
Welcome to the Animation Station podcast.